Hey guys, how you doing? It's Empress Shay Shay. I wanted to come on tonight. First of all, if we're gonna be a family and we're gonna be a true gang and we're gonna ride this out together, you guys have to subscribe. Okay? I give y'all the best of me, so I want the best of you guys. Okay? And that's real. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can be able to go live. I want to be able to go live, show my body, not my body, my whole face, everything. Sometimes, guys, I get tired, and when I'm before the camera, I like to be at my best. So it's not that, it's not that I'm hiding. Just let you know. But thank you guys for your like, share, and please subscribe. And donations are appreciated. But guys, I want to come on tonight because I'm just not getting back from my mother's house. My sister, she left a couple of hours ago. She passed on, and I want to say something. And when the spirit moves in me, I'm going to say it. And yeah, I talk a lot, but again, it is helping someone. I went there tonight, and I seen the pain in my mother. And we was to go there, because the one that passed was the one next to the oldest. Um, so my older sister was like, "Let's all go over there, and then we're gonna tell her." So when me and my baby sister was in the car, I told my baby sister, I said, "You know what, Jill? My mom already know." "How you know, girl?" I said, "I'm gonna tell you something. One thing for certain, two things for sure. You gonna know when your child is to come in this world, when they ready to come in the world, and you're gonna know when they leave this world." I heard my son take his last motherfucking breath, and I thought I was like, "Oh my God," I heard him, and I didn't know why I was up that morning at 2 o'clock that morning. And when I got to my mom's house, I said to say this: we were supposed to tell my mother. She already knew. She was hollering when we walked in the door. It's only four of us that lives in town. Yeah, me, two, three, four, five. Yeah. And it's eight of us basically. But now it's seven of us. And I told you guys before, one of my sisters live on the street. This sister passed on, and then one of my sisters live in South Carolina. We're all sitting there, and they eating, poking fun at each other. They don't have one encouraging word to say to my mother to help her. My mother's screaming and hollering. I'm looking around like they walking around with Louis Vuittons, red bottoms. I'm just looking around like, what the fuck is really going on? And trust me, I don't have anything against anybody like that. Because when I did it, I did it. But their value system is so fucked up. It's disgusting. And I'm looking like, okay, so nobody's going to pray? And trust and believe, I'm not a holy roller. And I'm going to talk about the light and the dark in a minute. But I'm not a holy roller, not trying to be a holy roller. But I live in my spirituality. But I'm looking like no one is going to say anything encouraging to mom. I thought it was sad. So she kept calling for me, Sharon. Well, she called me Sharon, but my name is Sharon. Okay? Before I left, I told Jill, I said, "Jill, I'm ready to go." I couldn't even stand being around them because I could feel the evil. Their value system is so fucked up, it disgusts me out to be damned. I'm looking like, okay. I got ready to leave. I told my mother. I said, "I'm going to tell you what you told me when I lost my babies. Stand on your motherfucking 2 feet. And you're going to move on. You're going to take it one day at a time." My mother was a hard bitch in her times. My mother's from Louisiana, and my mother didn't play no games. She raised all of us damn near by herself. And they looked at me before I knew it. I started talking. I started talking about the Holy Spirit. I started talking very spiritual. They all turned around, and I was telling my mother that nobody was crying but my mother. And they looking at me like, I don't cry no more because, not for death, because I don't look at death the same way another person look at death. It's not that I'm cold-hearted. It's that I don't look at death the same way. Death is not an ending. The way I look at it, death is a beginning. You have to die in order to have a rebirth. And when you don't know that, you're lost. But guys, I just wanted to come on here. You know, I use you guys to talk to, but I just think it was so fucking sad. And to hear my sister's name being called out, because we put it on Facebook that she passed, it didn't even seem real. You know? But, guys, I say it all the time, this is not a game. This is real life. And if your value system is fucked up and raggedy, you're fucked. And what I mean by your value system, if you value material things, and you so fucking greedy for material things, all the Mercedes, BMWs, all this, fuck that. I'd rather have the Holy Spirit and the love of my ancestors and my spirituality. Because I'm going to tell you, once you know that, you're going to be blessed regardless. I'd rather have money in the bank than all the material things in the world so that I can have financial freedom and be secure. The things that they value is low budget shit. And I'm not trying to be funny. You value your health. You value your stability, your well-being. Shit that has substance to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't value no fucking purse. Fucking jewelry. That's ignorant. That's why a lot of people end up in fucked up marriages, fucked up relationships, situationships become a fucking option because they have no self-esteem or self-worth. They put their self-esteem and self-worth in the wrong motherfucking place. I used to be there. I used to be that person. You couldn't tell me I couldn't have I even knew when the purses came out so I can get that purse. I used to be an ignorant motherfucker just like that. But I thank God he saved me. And I'm going to tell you guys something, what I learned about the light and the dark and spirituality too. It's okay to be dark. Because sometimes you need the dark to help you out with the light. You make it make sense for yourself. You're not all, I'm learning I'm not all light. I'm light and dark. But I'm beginning to learn my dark side, just say that. Because when we think of the dark side, we think of the dark side as being so, bad. But it's not. It's really not. But guys, I just touched on that a little bit, but I just wanted to come on and tell you guys that. Because that troubled me so. I'm just looking like, this is crazy. But it's what I already knew that was going to happen anyway, though. I was not surprised. I have the struggle I have now. I have to struggle to keep my weight down. I struggle to keep my stability because I'm single, I'm by myself. If I don't have it, no motherfucker gonna give it to Empress Shay Shay. I don't look for nobody to give me a motherfucking thing. I stand on my own 2 feet. Sometimes they make it scare other people. But I got to stand on my 2 feet because I don't know nothing else. My sister helped everybody. I didn't live in Houston at the time, but I heard how she gave people money. She was their financial freedom. Every time they needed to borrow money, they went to her. When they needed some things, they went to her. I'm going to tell you something. I was in Florida when I had my second kid. She gave me clothes for my son from the time he was born until he got about 5 years old. She would send boxes. This woman had a good heart. Matter of fact, she was a Taurus. She was a May Taurus. And that lady had a sweet, she had a dark side now, but she had a good heart. She would help everybody. And to see people looking like that today, I'm like, are y'all serious? And what they were really worried about We're not gonna have her to borrow money no more. What I'm gonna do about my bills? What I'm gonna do? I'm looking like stand on your own motherfucking feet, dog. And it's nothing wrong with needing anybody. Don't get me wrong. You know, I will help anybody, especially if I love you. I give you my fucking shirt off my back. But what I'm saying is, this lady is gone. She done died, and you so fucking selfish. You worried about who you gonna borrow money from. That's what I'm saying. Or how I'm gonna make it without her because of financial stuff. Guys, that's not good. That's scary. You know, my dad, he was on his deathbed and he said, Shay, stand me up and let me die like a fucking man. And that stuck with me. That has stuck with me. And I'm not telling you guys, if you in need, ask somebody for help. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that when you so fucking selfish, you don't even want to help yourself. You keep relying on the same person. Even in death, you instead of you having condolences or saying, I'm sorry that my sister done passed, you worried about my bank of I don't want to say her name, guys, but my bank of, well, I'm going to say Sand, that's what her nickname was. My bank of Sand is closed. That's fucked up. But guys, I'm going to come back with some videos or whatever. But I love you guys. Light and love.